Hello. Welcome to tonight. I was gonna do a little bit of debugging before bed, and I wanted to invite people to come and see what it's like, because the other day, and I kind of covered this on one of my previous live streams, if you do Fox deploy debug, he has life after write debug, which is just such a fantastic article. And I tested it out and it worked, and then I was like, all right, but then I'm gonna debug later. And last night I actually did like a 12-hour coding streak yesterday. It was awesome. I was doing a whole bunch of Azure, and I had to do some debugging, and I have to tonight again, because while I added support for Azure, it's just not perfect yet. So that's what I'll be doing. I put like an hour time limit on myself. Gotta get to bed because I gotta get up early tomorrow. All right, so this is what Visual Studio Code usually... Hey, F. Bucheros. Welcome. This is what Visual Studio Code looks like. You know, you have the little... I usually stay on this little explorer, and then I come over here, and if you just type in this area, then you could find what you want. Like, let's say that I want to find all the connect things. Then it filters it out that way. Then if you have this debug screen, and Kirk Monroe, we're actually talking about debugging on Twitter tonight, and he said something that totally resonated with me, which is, what up, Labrazer? It totally resonated with me that debugger was, it sounds like something that official, super advanced, you know, programmers do, like reverse engineering. And it was always kind of off-putting for me, coming from, you know, scripting background. First in VB script, didn't even have debugging. So Yes. Well, this is insiders. I don't know, Bergatronic, if it's in the official one. What up, Bex? And so this is insiders. Actually it's been pretty stable, so I tend to stay on that one. So this debug screen has these variables in the call stack and the breakpoints, and basically, like right here, I used to do write warning Azure constring, right? And this is how I used to debug until like yesterday. But what I found is something way better. Let's say that we put a breakpoint right here, right? And then we press play. And the first time that you press play in this debug screen, it'll prompt you for stuff. And I just selected PowerShell interactive session. So you press that, and then you get this, screen. And as a PowerShell person, at first I was really confused because it was like prompting me to run the PS1 file itself, and that's not what I wanted to do. I just wanted to run the command. Hey, I'm glad. Awesome. I love that. That's actually what I really love about doing live streams, is that we all get to share, you know, so many things that we just do on a daily basis. You know, for the audience and for the live streamer as well. So what we have here is, oh yeah, as a PowerSheller, well, I'm gonna do F, and that just reloads my variables. As a matter of fact, let me go and get this from here. Notepad, profile, function F. And then it says, it'll actually just output what happens so that people could see what I'm doing. And then profile. Oh man, I'm gonna have to find function F. All right. Right before there, let me add this in. That way every time I don't have to explain it. Oops, I forgot to profile. What up, Art Fule? So this is called dot sourcing. I just re-imported my profile, and now whenever I type F, it'll be there on screen saying what happens and why I do that. Force imports all the modules I'm working on, which reloads my changes. Haha. Hey, this is only, you know, it's not on the module. It's not official. It's just my screen. So let's go ahead and execute this. I'm going to be executing DBA instance, and what I'm expecting is that by the time it gets around here, it's going to stop. And then, you know what I'll do? I will put another breakpoint later on just so you could see it. Kitty is having a party back there. All right, so save that, control. Oh, I don't even need to reload it. And that's my profile. Oh, hold on. Kitty. I want to make sure she's okay. Hey, that's not your usual place. Okay, she's just exploring. So what I'm doing here is the thing that I am debugging tonight is that I mostly got Azure support with Windows. I know Azure Active Directory. I got that mostly working. But there's just like one little minute thing that I want to fix. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm tired, but I really want to get this off my plate or I won't be able to sleep as well. I've been meaning to all day, but we ended up cleaning out my server room. So here I'm going to connect to an Azure SQL instance, and here I am putting my awesome password into my clipboard so that whenever I paste it like this, I could just Control V So you see here, instead of write warning Azure con string, it actually stopped there. And instead of like having to look at the output this way, I could actually just highlight, I could hover over it, which is amazing, right? This shows me what the value is instead of write warning Azure con string. And then I can also watch it here. So you see the server name, Workstation X, that's problematic, which is why I've been watching it. It basically didn't build stuff right. So something else I want to watch is Azure con string. Yeah, that is so cool. So these are just the variables. Instead of write warning Azure con string, write warning server.name, just have it here, and it's so much easier. I wanna go to Kitty's party. All right, so, and then you have this stuff, right, where you can continue, which I think it continues on to the next breakpoint, which would be down here, but maybe it continues, it might not reach that. But the other thing that you could do is just, step into, I think it's like step, so you just go, this is what it's doing, right? So it wrote the Azure con string because the breakpoint was, it stopped it before there, so it did it the old-fashioned way. And then after that, now that it's on this line, so I'm pressing this, and this is so amazing that you can go line by line instead of doing like server.con right after. So now I could see what is server.con. Oh, it hasn't set it yet. Okay, so what I can see is SQLcon. So my problem is that this server.name should actually be the name of my, should be this, psdbatools.database.windows.net. And it's not, so I have to figure out why not. So far, this looks good, right? So the SQL connection, it has not performed the connection yet, which is why it might be Workstation X. There's the data source. The connection timeout looks good. So that looks good. So let's go to the next line. All right, so then we're gonna connect. No. Oh, bummer, man. I was really hoping that server.name would change. All right, so now we have connected. I'm gonna do this again. ServerCon, SQLcon. So now the state is open. This is so cool that you could do this step by step. I wish I would have just learned how to do this years ago. It would have saved me many, many hours. So our database is master, which is important. I didn't specify one here, and that's something that I want to figure out tonight as well. Because whenever I do database, it doesn't change. It changes like only partially, but not if it's reused. So where are we at? We're right there. Okay. Oh, so this is just gonna output to, this is just gonna output this new object to my variable. It is, it's really, really incredible. So this is actually going to end the thing because it's just outputting it, right? And then it's continuing. And it went back up. So even though we say like line by line, right? I would expect that to do this, but it actually follows the exact progression. So I don't think that there was another instance. So I think that it should just go to the end of the script. Yeah, and there we have it, which is just so, so, so cool. All right. And done. But hey, what's up, Sander? Right now I'm just oh, that's why s.name is what we needed to follow. Doing some actual debugging here. I want to try again. Actually, I'm about to. So we have s.name, which is important. This is what I was figuring out last night and that I wanted to watch on the left, but I wanted to change the variables. Okay, so check this out. I connected first to Azure, and then now I want to query it, right? And I recently enabled Invoke DBA Query to support Azure. It is so cool. All right, so Invoke DBA Query. This is working differently from yesterday, because yesterday I was only able, this is weird, I was only able to actually debug a command that I was running, like, so I had to run connect DBA instance. But in this case, Invoke DBA Query is calling connect DBA instance, and it's debugging it, which is what I had expected. But that's not what happened yesterday. So what the hell? All right, I need to remove that warning, because that's the old way, not doing that anymore. And I don't know, maybe did I just kill it? Why can't I step over? Oh, because it's already done. All right, so let's do that one more time. So I'm gonna reload. And now I'm gonna select the database name. So it's master, right? Okay, so you guys did see that before I did the invoke query, it hit that breakpoint, and I just did it again, and it didn't hit the breakpoint. If anybody can explain that to me, I would like it. All right, so what you saw was that we connected to Azure, and then we passed that connected object to SQL instance. So I don't have to connect again. I don't have to pass my credentials again. I just take this connected object and I reuse it, which is really cool, and which will probably be the way that most people are going to have to use Azure. So let's compare that to this new server, right? So the server is going to connect, and it's just going to reuse this S variable. And you might be wondering, Chrissy, why would you do that? And the answer is because all of our other commands are using a command that basically does this. So I'm just going behind the scenes here. Let me explain that just a little bit better. Get DBA database. Server equals, so we make the connection, right? And it's this instance, this is going to be our S variable, the one that's already connected to Azure. But what is connect SQL instance? It used to be this internal command that was different from our external command, and it still is, but I wrapped it. I wrapped our connect DBA instance. So connect SQL instance. So this is internal. Only the developers access this behind the scenes. And basically, if it's a connected server object, just refresh it and return it. Otherwise, just pass it on and let it know that it's well, this sets the client name or the application name. So if a person is looking at some type of auditing, then they'll see, oh, this is a DBA Tools connection. So that is why I am looking at connect instance and passing it this connected object. Now, server, I'm gonna paste that. And I'm changing the database. See here with database DBA tools. So server.name, that's good. So that's still working. And now we are going to run that same query, but this time against server. And we're expecting that the DB name should be DBA tools, but it's not. So I have to figure out how to make that happen. If you want to see how I could easily make it happen, it would just be like this. Dash database. DBA tools, but I want it to work under both circumstances, not just this one. Enter, Control V, and then if I do the select DB name, what? No, no, no! Oh, that's S, that's why, damn it. Oh, that's why, okay. No, ooh, it's even worse than I thought. Boo. let me make sure. I need to look at that con string again. I don't think it's adding what it should. And that'll be the problem right here, probably. All right, so invoke DBA query is one of the few commands that calls connect DBA instance directly. Sander, it is the invoke DBA query branch. I've been working on it since yesterday. All right, so because I'm kind of tripping, I want to make sure that only the Azure stuff is broken and not the on-prem stuff. So to do that, I'm going to make a connection to on-prem. Connect DBA instance, SQL instance, SQL 2017, database, temp DB. And then, fuck, I did it again. Yes, awesome. Okay, so it's working for on-prem, which connects in an entirely different way. It is not working for Azure, which is okay because I just added it yesterday, and people know, you know, it's kind of like the insider's build. It's not officially announced yet that we support Azure. I'm totally bummed. All right, so let's do some debugging. The way that this connects, so if it's Azure and then the rest, so this is the only little block that we'll be using. I think it's gonna skip entirely over this. I want to know though. I'm gonna put a breakpoint just to make sure that it never hits that. I don't know if that's the proper way to do it, but it's the way I'm doing it. So PS bound parameters is, why don't we watch it over here and then you could see. Basically, it's anything like a dash SQL server. In this case, a bound parameter is SQL instance, and another bound parameter is database. A parameter that is not bound is SQL credential because it's not used. The collection is here in PS bound parameters. And basically, because Connect DBA instance relies so heavily, do you guys remember this? I don't know if many of you have been programming for a long time, but back in the day, man, connection strings used to be so important and so annoying until somebody created like connectionstrings.com. But now I use new DBA connection string, which creates your connection string. So this is what a connection string would look like if you're doing like SQL 2017. So integrated security is true. These are just like the defaults. And then you could just pipe that to your clipboard and you'll be set. I just pasted it in. So you could take this, you could add on a whole bunch of stuff. Like let's say you wanted client name, my app. Then you could see down here, the application name equals my app. Then you just, again, you pipe that to clip. What up, G-Bargs? Just doing some debugging, some real debugging. Oh, and in DBA tools, it used to be that the way that we did the import by default, debugging was broken. You'd have to like do some variables, and I fixed that the other day because I didn't think that that was fair to the developers. So basically, if you look at Connect instance, it supports all of these variables. And if you look at connection string, it supports all of those variables as well. Oops. So basically what I do is I just pass on all of the bound parameters. But there are some things in Connect DBA instance that that is just for this command. Let's say something like disable exception. That is not in new DBA connection string, so I don't want to pass that on. So the way that I do that is that come down here. So I get the connection, so I get the parameters and I compare them. And if I put a breakpoint right here, then I'll show you what that looks like. So let's go ahead and reconnect. So we hit that debug, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at, and I'm terrible. This is a really poorly named variable. So here we can see all of the connection string, this new DBA connection string. These are all the parameters that it supports. And then if we look at connect command, God, this is so poorly named. It's similar, but not entirely. So what do? We go through and we say for each key in the connect command, if that key isn't in the constring command, so if disable exception doesn't exist there, then just go ahead and remove it. So that's how I went through there. And then we can actually take a look at bound params. Let's see if we can add a breakpoint midstream. Oh, I'm just stepping over. So this is just going, oh, so watch this step over. What's gonna happen? You see it keeps going, so it checks it, checks it, checks it, and then one of the times it's gonna actually remove right there, right? So it just found a key that it needed to remove. And this is so cool. This is why the step through is like really awesome, is that you could see it happening. But what I'm gonna do is continue, which is don't walk me through line by line. Oh, and it's done. I guess it didn't stop there. So let's try again. Yes. All right, so we hit that breakpoint. Hopefully it'll hit this one too. It should. No. Oh, I was supposed to paste. What? Oh. Not sure it can stop on a brace. Oh, oops. All right. I'm gonna do it right here instead. Thank you. You got it. I ended up just going to, I want to see right after Azure connection string, because I really want to see that connection string. So right now we're still at these keys. I don't need them anymore because I'm done with that little part. So we're going to continue. I thought that continue would hit this next one. Let me try again. And this is where debugging breaks. Let me add another line here. Maybe get rid of all my breakpoints. This is what was happening yesterday. Somebody said this is a new problem in VS Code. There we go. Okay, good. Yay, I hit a breakpoint. It should stop at the next breakpoint. What's up with that, right? I know. I think that something happened in a recent release, not just of Insiders, but of VS Code in general. I was getting that last night too. Oh, look, we could look at the PS bound parameters. How do I do this? Do I just hover over it? I want to see all of it. Oh, there we go. Awesome. Cool. Oh, those, yeah. Oh, those are, it's not bound. Yeah, I guess that's it. So you can go through, I mean, this is just so cool. You could see every single variable. So server.name 2017 Azure constring is still empty. Workstation X for S. Bound parameters. Okay. I hope that there's an issue filed for that. I don't know if the PowerShell team or the PowerShell team knows, or VS Code. All right, so the next thing. Oh, now that I'm here, I want to Azure Constring. Well, I don't have to because it's over here, but see, next line. Cool. So it's interesting. It doesn't actually hit this try. It just skips down to what's inside of the try. So now we can look at Azure Constring. But I want to look at it at the console. So let's see if the initial database, the initial catalog is DBA tools. So by the time that I'm done running this, S should be connected to DBA tools instead of master. But perhaps invoke DBA query is a resetting. That's what it is. That's totally what it is. It was an end user problem. Can't break on try commands and can't break in param block either. Thank you. Hey, thank you for the follow. Who's that? Mike. Oh, and G Walters as well. I missed that. I need to get my... Hey, does anybody know if there are alerts that we could do on our phones so that I could get alerted on my phone? What up, Mike? How are you tonight? Just doing some debugging. This is my second day doing real debugging instead of write warning. So I wanted to share the excitement and wealth with other people who may be doing it the same way as I am. So that's what's happening, is that if I'm not specifying a database, don't have enough alerts on your phone. Yes, I do need more, because you would be surprised. I'm pretty bare bones with my phone. Hey, thank you so much, Tamaka. What up? Appreciate the follows. So here's what's happening. If I don't specify the database, ooh, this is no wonder I put this away last night and I was like, okay, I'm gonna think about this tomorrow. So if I don't specify the database, then it resets it and it goes back to master. But wouldn't you expect that if you're passing a connected object, that it would stay connected to that same database? Closed out my YouTubes and now I don't have my music. Hold on, I gotta put my music back on. Oh, sorry. I don't have any Wi-Fi's here. My phone's being ridiculous. I need my beats, so pardon me while I get on my other internet. Oh, there's some crazy winds happening. Maybe that's why I have crazy. So I just did get some alerts that said that we're having crazy winds, but in general, I don't get a lot of alerts intentionally. I especially turned off news, except for National Geographic, like 2 years ago, a year ago. Sorry, y'all. I'm still looking for my, just looking for my YouTubes. There we go. Ah, good. Okay. So we could put a check in to get the database object from the server if the database is not supplied. I think that that's what we'll have to do. I love this song. Stay forever. I love it. So romantic. All right. The assumption is that that's the way that it should be. That's the way that it should already be working. I'm not sure why it's not. So invoke DBA query. Let's go see how it connects. I wish it was a little easier. I wish that there was a little bar that I could put my mouse in. Invoke DBA query. This is how it's doing it. Connect DBA instance params. But if it's connected, it should just return it. I need to move this thing out my way. Okay. So database. Well, we're not doing a database. Hey, maybe it's already working. Let me see. Okay, so here we did DBA tools. And then we want to select the DB name. Master. So it's not, just reconfirming. What if I do database DBA tools, still master? So this is just horrible. All right, so what I need to do is, I would like to put a breakpoint right here. So I want to see what the hell is happening. And now I'm pressing up so I don't have to keep pasting, and it doesn't work. If anybody knows, I think that, VS Code just breaks sometimes. And shouldn't that have, maybe I'm just not done stepping through. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so let's look at our const string. Go back here. Const string has not been done yet. Let's look at our bound params. Maybe it's too aggressive. Okay, so the database is there. So that looks good so far. I wonder if connection context database name will return the database name for the... I find that that's not always true. Whenever I was messing with it last night, a lot of times it'll be empty. And I couldn't... The only thing... That's actually why I came up with this query, which is select DB name, is because... Man, what if select DB name is always... That would be horrible. What if it's always master? Let's see. Databases, mask, and some people don't, and so that's why I don't want to rely on it. Mask. Okay, so I am using the right thing. Oh, I see what you're saying. Because I did supply the database name. Let's try it. Well, we haven't connected just quite yet, so let's keep going. I'm gonna move my little debugger here. I'm gonna press continue. And is that S that we just connected with? S, it is. S.connection context.connection string. And then, so we'll look at this. Initial catalog, DBA tools. All right, what if we do this? Check it out. S.query. That's a method that we added on into our tool set. It's not available natively in SMO. All right. Okay, so the server, the Connect DBA instance is right on. It's totally working. So it's invoke DBA query or the reuse that's breaking it. So reusing the object is what's causing us probably some stuff. So let's look at, like Sandra was saying, connection context.database. Nope, nope, nope. Error. See, SMO sometimes. This should say DBA tools, and let's see if it works. B equals connect DBA instance SQL 2017 b.connection context.database name. Nope, I don't know why. It's not oh, maybe because I mean it should just tell me. So it works on-prem. It doesn't work in Azure SQL. Ooh, I don't know if any of you were around whenever I was figuring out, I would let it fail at the end. I didn't know about the servercon.connect, and I would wait all the way till the end of the function, and then I would say, like, if you don't have these properties, then it didn't connect well. I was like, God, that's so terrible. And then I found this, and I found it by doing a search on Google and then coming upon my own documentation in a DBA tools issue. And so thank you, Farmer Past Chrissy. It was this right here. I think that they walk you step by step. Always encrypted. Oh, never mind. That's for something else. Actually, let's go and look at these docs. Control click. Get a server, then pass to invoke as SQL object. Can you run the invoke passing just the connection and query? Yeah, that's what I was doing. And welcome, Inu. That's what I was doing earlier. And it would change the it changes the database whenever I do that. So we're trying to figure out why, and we're using proper formal debugging. Yes, I am passing in the server object instead of the DB. Exactly. What if you put this right under the for loop for the instance? I'm not sure. So if not database, I see what you're saying. I feel like something's being overwritten, and it shouldn't, because a connected object should just be returned. If we look at, so we could see here, if you pass in this connected object, right? Well, if you pass in some text, or if you pass in a connected object, and it's open, it gets the current DB. Oh, and then, oh yeah, okay, so execute scalar is super cool. It just returns a value without a column name or anything, so it's just like straight up value. So if database, maybe this is the problem. If database, so if the database is already set, aha. So if the database is already set, if it's being passed, and it's the current one, then return it. So invoke query, let me just make some notes in here. If invoke query, I'll just say db query, passes no database, the assumption should be the database doesn't change. So that means that it would not meet these specifications and it would just keep going. Aha. And then because there's no database being passed, I see what you're saying. Ha ha ha. Nice one, Sander. Totally. That's it. Let me copy that. So if it's open and then see, what I'd want it to do is change the database. If not database, well, you know, actually we already have the current DB. This is gonna be good. And then that way, when it rebuilds the connection string at the bottom, that's good, then it will do that. But should we just return? Should we just return the object anyway instead of rebuilding it? Because if it's being reused, basically what's happening here is that I want to say, and maybe it's that I'm going about it backwards. If it's connected and open, return it unless you have to change the database. If the database is specified, and in here the database isn't specified. Oh, this is going to be a test bound. Will it? Okay, let's do this. Test bound parameter name database. Maybe this is the problem. No. Damn it. Okay, there we go. If it's explicitly stated, so if somebody has explicitly said that they want a database, and the database is not the current one, then it needs to continue. Otherwise, okay, hold on. I'm getting there in my head. I had it right. It's annoying. If then keep going. Hold on, let me just do something else, because then I'll negate that. This isn't right. Okay, let me make sure that it'll return if no database is specified. Oh, that might just be it. Not to change the subject too much, but you're only addressing the Azure public cloud. We need to fix that and allow for Azure Stack clouds to... Tell me how. And that's totally fine. Changing the subject. Because what we could do is just create an issue. How many, but is Azure Stack so prevalent? Thank you. Let's see. But so this is just for SQL. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh no. Is this also this also for SQL Azure as well? I guess what I was trying to do was make it as easy as possible for our users, which is why I'm trying to do this like auto detection. That way they don't have to do like or maybe what we could actually do is just for countries that may have different URLs, we can add in an additional URL. Let me copy that. That's just the public. Yeah. Copy link address. So give me a second real quick. debug-a-tools.io issues. Let's see. Oh, does it? That's cool. Let's see. Which one is it? Oh, eight no. Thank you. You're the best. Tools, options. Oh, okay. Check that out. That is super interesting. Thank you. I had no clue. China, regular, German, US. That's really cool. The way that we handle stuff like this is through, okay, that's what we'll do, or set DBA tools config. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right. I probably should have opened that on my own computer so that y'all could see. All right, so if it's open and a database has not been specified, or okay, that's what we're gonna do, and that'll take care of that. If I can just negate it right there, or I could do not. This is something that that is in our tool set. It's a function called testbound. My editor crashed, it looks like. All right, so hopefully, let's see. I'm gonna put a little breakpoint right here, and hopefully this is gonna keep working. I'm gonna tell it to finish. C pause. Stop. Okay. Cool. So we hit that breakpoint. I need to remove that one. I don't need it anymore. Oh wait. It went right past that one. All right, let's just make it done. And let me go clean up all these breakpoints. Remove all breakpoints. And now, oh, you know what? I need to make I need to pass it. Oops. I probably shouldn't have removed all those breakpoints. And we'll put that right there. Okay. S.name. Cool. Should be connected. So then, and now want to I don't think that's what I wanted, because I passed it a connected object. Oh, that's why. Let's see what happens. And now, it took a while. No. Okay. So wow, it's already 11:30. I'm gonna look at this for like 30 more minutes, then go to bed. Time flies when you're live streaming. I feel like I need to restart my my code. I already fixed the name issue, so I'm gonna move on. You do, it's true. You should live stream your data generation program. So we expect that this will say DBA tools. Oh god, oh, that's why. Wrong one. DBA tools. Cool. Hopefully, when we do this, it'll also say DBA tools. No! All right. So check this out. I passed in a connection. This is outrageous. I passed in a connection that was connected to DBA tools, and then I told it to use DBA tools, and it still is master. Some bull. What the hell is happening? All right. Let me start debugging. I'm gonna start this up. And let's go through that again. So we're expecting DBA tools. Nice and fast. 108 milliseconds to get back and fro to the cloud. I'm just gonna skip that one. What if you set the, because you can't, what if you set the connection context database name for the return object in connect SQL instance? What? We're not doing the connect SQL instance right now. I'm just doing, because invoke DBA query uses the connect DBA instance. This is just funky. First of all, why isn't it debugging? Okay, so there's already, but it should have called that unless it's just skipping this whole part. Let me put a debugger right here, or a breakpoint. Just break pointing all over the place. Step through. Stop. Okay. Start. Okay, so I've reinitiated it. But you can't do the database name. It's a read-only property from what I recall. I like how, oh, that's a DM. My captions aren't that on tonight. Damn, this reloading's taking forever. Oh, because it was just sitting there. Okay, let's try again. What? That shouldn't be right. That's later on, though. I would be shocked if that worked. The object should stay connected, but I can only imagine when passing the server object, the context is lost. But it's just like returning it back. It's just giving it back, passing it around. And whenever we do it on-prem, it works. So I think it's the way that I'm building that. The thing that's really unfortunate, though, is that I know SMO is both incredibly amazing, but yeah, the bugs whenever it's frustrating because then you can't fix it. I would never know how to fix it anyway. I think that's like SMO is called Bob Ward. I think that it would probably be that Ken Van Heining. He does the SQL Tools stuff. I bet SMO is built in what, C? Yeah. Alright, so what really sucks is that now my debugger isn't working. Maybe if I just do that? I don't even know what that meant. I don't know what that back button meant, but I'm just trying to get it to work again. This is not part of the debugging process. Let's see. All right. Sleep. There's already happening, but it's not really working. Because I should have called those breakpoints at least once. Yeah. Oh. Boo. Okay, it's restarting it again. I'm wondering for, so yesterday I spent 12 hours programming, but I didn't live stream it because it's this boring, tedious stuff where you just type in the same connection, I mean the same thing like 500 times. And I'm wondering if that's how everybody does it, or if it's just me. I'm assuming that the answer is everybody does it just like this. All right, so we just connected, and then we're like, oh, that didn't work. Let's go and debug. Debug console, open launch.json, debug. So now it has started, and we're going to use connect DBA instance, which has some breakpoints. So that it's only 400 attempts. It's true. Am I pressing the wrong thing? Does anybody know debugging? And they could tell me. So these are the other options if people go into it, you know, like launch current file, but that's not the way that we do with modules. It's just interactive session. Maybe, oh, I added this thing called code time and it's reset to 0 minutes. I think that it's whatever. I'll probably remove it because it requires a service where it sends out information, and I'm tired of all this privacy stuff. With me, it returns the database name though, or is that because I'm running this locally? You know, there are differences between SMO local and remote, which blows. Let me remove all my breakpoints. Reapply all breakpoints. Maybe I gotta reapply it? I don't know. All right. So I'm gonna paste. You have a breakpoint on a blank line? I just want it to stop there. Isn't that what a breakpoint is? You just want it to stop? Because I just wanted it to stop anywhere. Is that the issue? Nope. Please explain. So then I'm gonna remove all of my breakpoints, and then I will... Must be on a command. Okay, thank you. Let's see. That is excellent information. Maybe that's why I broke it the last time. Put on the for each at 296. All right. Okay. Hopefully this will work. And then and then I'll be able to tell everybody. Hey! Thank you! Okay. Oh my god, it's so much better learning with other people. And maybe the other guy on Twitter is doing the same thing. It is! Okay, get set. I wonder if it works for Azure. Can you test it with Azure, Sander? 305, all right. Let's try, you know what? I'm done. Let's just try it right now. S. Oh wait, I'm not done with my debugging. I'm just gonna tell it to finish. S.connection context. God, this would be so nice. But oh, that's what it is. I think that setting it might do a use, but we'll see. Database name equals master. Oh, that's what it is. So it's ish. The reason that I can set the database name on that other one is because it's not connected yet. But here we are already connected, so I'd actually have to disconnect and then do the connection context database name and then reconnect it, which maybe it's possible. All right, so let me go back to what we were doing before. Which is, why is it changing? Let's see if it ever hits this. Judd, I would like to, so you had mentioned a command before. Can I also do it on a variable like this? This is just returning a variable. Sweet, okay. It just can't be on a blank line. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. Say 3oob.
1, 2, 3, 4 hit.
I want to see if it ever gets here. So that is line 309. Let's try it. So we're going to pass it a connected object. All right, so right now it should say DBA tools. All right. And then I'm just going to skip that. And we're going to reconnect like this. And hopefully, let me go put in a whole bunch of breakpoints. Line 309 will put results into the success stream, so it will stop there. I'm hoping, because I want to make sure that it gets there. I'm kind of doubting it because I think that my logic may be wrong here. Well, I said database. Let's see. Oh, I haven't done it yet. Okay. So now I do want to walk through this. You might want to break on 308 as well to see. And can I add the break right now in the middle of the debug? Hell yeah, thank you. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep going. All right, so it didn't find that. You can, oh, that's nice. Okay, so check it out. It didn't find that, so that's why. That's what's happening. It didn't evaluate this first thing properly. And then it went and it created. Oh, this is so effing useful. I love that step by step. All right, so in this case, it didn't evaluate it as an Azure connection, and it should have, because you see this instance input object.computer name, it totally matches. Let me run that right now. It's empty. Okay, see, that's the wrong name. That's my local workstation because it hasn't like finished building the thing yet. Or it did build it, but I don't know. I want to talk to Fred about that. I feel like it should take that input object and like parse it. It basically got nothing, so it's just kind of messed up. All right, so instance.input object. All right, so here's my input object. Put a break at 302 and check the variables at that point. Yeah, I'm essentially doing that. I think that what I just need to do is go through here and look to see. Computer name is probably just not going to be in there. That's what it is. That makes sense. Oh, thank God. I think that this is the answer. So now I just need to find out where the computer name is. Aha! I got it. I'm missing the computer name because I do that later on and I never do it here. No, check it out. So we actually forced this into, I'm glad that I found this because a lot of stuff would be wrong and missing. This makes so much sense. Okay. Okay. I was like, no, that would be the wrong computer name. So this is where we like force in a computer name, and I didn't do that in my object at the top. Oh, this is so nice. So I'm just gonna have to do it. It's fabulous. Okay. But I will have to do that. I'll have to set that server before. Let's see. Sorry for the scrolling. I'm getting there slowly but surely. Surely. This is ridiculous. All right, we're almost there. Here we go. This is what's gonna happen. Server equals. So instead of just outputting it right to this to the pipeline, I am going to modify it. If not server net name or instance match dot, it will server net name, let's see, s dot net name. Azure will never have. Oh my goodness. So it can't be instance computer name. This blows. It can't be instance.computer name because that is returning my local. So I have to figure out how to get the computer name. I'll do a split on... Actually, sorry. I will be able to get the computer name. This is it. Okay. We'll just do this. And then what's really cool is that, so I could put this in and I could say force and then pass through, and that'll put it right to the pipeline. And this should fix all of our problems just in time for bed. I would love in DBA Tools 1.1 to find a better way to add things to our objects instead of add member. Like if we could do it in some .NET-y way. All right, so I'm gonna stop this, stop my debugging, because I don't need it, because I'm very confident that this is gonna work. Let's see. Oh wait, I copied too much. Y'all ready? Oops. Just continue on, continue. I thought that I disabled it. Let me stop this. How do I get out of debugging? Let me out. Okay. The pester for this code, thank you, Shift plus F5. I think I crashed everything. I'm just gonna restart. Isn't there a better way to restart? I actually did put in a little bit of pester. Let's go look. Tests. dbatools.io/test is a short link. You could too set this. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, I want to go all the way back to that would be nice though. I guess that's probably similar to netname. I wonder. Connect DBA instance. It's gonna be, let's see, Azure. So we make the credential and we log in, and then just the name should be, yeah, this is our test. I actually had another test, but because invoke DBA query wasn't working, then I removed it. All right, so I need to stop debugging and remove all my breakpoints. That's what I'll do. I could have done that before. You know, I was getting so mad. I had this PR sitting in my queue forever, and it was for new DBA DB mail account, and the test worked locally, and it didn't work on AppVeyor, which was obviously a problem with AppVeyor. You know, sometimes things, you got some contention or something, although we haven't had resource contention issues since we upgraded, but Anyway, I was like, what is it? And I finally already peed into it, and it was my code. It was because I was using instance instead of the server name, and that wasn't good enough. It was good enough for my local test, but not for my remote test. So I'm really, really glad that we have different environments, because that would have failed in somebody else's environment. But the invoke DBA query, I just wasn't, I guess you're right. I should have just skipped it instead of removing it entirely. Okay, I still want to see a break on 302 and check the variables you are running the if statement against. I am really glad to give you that. First, what I want to do is see it work so that I could get my hit of dopamine, and then I will do that, I promise. That's way too short. Server.computer name. Oh wait, man, I hate that it's S. Okay, that's cool. S.query. That was too short. Select one. Okay, this is where it's making the connection. Okay, good. Whatever. So, select name, this is going to be DBA tools. What? Did I not specify? Oh man, so now it's just worse. Now it's worse. Okay, so you want a 302. You would like a breakpoint here. And then I'm going to run this again. I'm just going to say server right here. Erber. There we go. I'm gonna solve all those problems. Okay. Oh, I'm not debugging. Okay. Gotta press play. Now I am debugging. Okay. So what would you like me to type? You want to see instance? Okay, yeah, because I'm passing just text. Yeah, instance.computer name. So right now I'm passing plain text, which means that instance is going to work and have this info. So let's see if this matches. Let me see. I'll put a breakpoint right here. How's that? Oh, that's it. So the connection is not open. Oh. So it's not going to be open. And then I'll put a breakpoint right here. So instance.computer name. The problem is whenever I repass it. Check it out. So I will show you DBA instance. Oh, hey, there we go. Oh, what? Instance parameter? No, okay. DBA instance parameter. Hello. So this is basically what happens, right? Computer name is hello. It wasn't passed an instance name. It assumes that the port is going to be 1433. You know, I could also do this. Oh man. Night, Sander. Talk to you tomorrow. I also have an early day. I need to go in like 5 minutes. So if the first condition is met, it is correct. Let's see. Then it goes on to this, right? So that is true. So then it keeps going. And I could say continue. And then I should hit that next one. So we are there. And then I want to come here. And I want to go there. Okay. This is so awesome. I love it. So let's look at that Azure string. initial catalog DBA tools. So we would expect that it will continue after that. So let's see, step over, do it, do it. And then it goes to instance and it does nothing. And then it ends. So server dot connection context. Looks good, looks good. Dot database name is DBA tools. Okay. I thought that that just didn't work. Whatever. That is weird. I know, right? We just saw it not work and then it worked. Whatever. Okay, so, because I was like so bummed. All right, so now we are going to pass. So now I am going to make a whole new thing and I'm gonna name it B. Why did that happen? I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna name this B. A is good. Try again. Hey! What? What? No idea. Aha! Aha! Watch this. I know what it is. I know what it is. Okay. We do something. Ha. Okay. This is my fault. I totally introduced this bug. It's that dot query. I changed it slightly. So, man, I hate this. I can't explore my stuff easily. Ugh. I'm gonna go to XML and then types. All right. All right, so this is what's happening. I'm just doing the wrong query. So what I need to do, so right here is, this is dot query. I had no idea until Fred showed me this, that you can just add, you can add methods. I thought that he did this in C#, but he just did it in PowerShell, which is freaking awesome. But it's this, it's because it's empty and it changes my context, which means that I did, Oh, okay, it works for on-prem, so this is just an Azure problem and not an on-prem problem. Are we gonna fix it real quick? I might have to close out my whole thing though. Let's see. Where's my execute scalar? It's over here. Nope. There we go. Okay, so that's how we're gonna get it. It's because SMO is missing that thing. So boom. And then I need to change it in one more place. So I try like really hard to get the current database. And it let me down repeatedly. Okay. Let's try this again. I'd have never guessed that this was the problem. I have a really hard time using keyboard. Like the only thing that's ever really stuck through the years is Control C, Control V, and the rest of it, I'd sometimes at Control B. But yeah, I do wish that I was not so dependent on the mouse, but I completely am. And I tried to get out of it, like that time that I tried to use Linux for like 3 months, and it was horrifying. And I did the same with trying to use key shortcuts, and it didn't work. Okay, no, I'm actually wondering if it's not gonna reload that, and I don't think that it does. I think that I do have to restart my session. Stop being tempted by this. I really hope that this is the solution, because I want to submit a pull request. Then go to bed warm and happy. That'll fix the problem. I didn't do this right. Hey! Wait, why is it prompting me? I thought that it only did this at the command line. Oh, that's why. I'm in a different shell. Alright. Let's see. Query. DBA tools. Let's do it one more time, and please. Fuck. Alright, well, that concludes our stream of defeat. That it is. I mean, I fixed it. Did I not? Here's the problem. It's this. This connection context. I mean, one of these things. Yes. No, I think that, watch, if I change this to tempdb, I think that this is the problem. I don't know if my types are gonna reload. Probably not. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm gonna reset just because. This is actually a good way to test if it is that. Master. Is master anywhere? Nope. Okay, so we're gonna load it, and we're expecting it to be tempdb, and if not, then another connection will reset it to master. DBA tools. tempdb? No. Uh-oh. So it's not that at all. Now, I do not know. I guess this is tomorrow's problem, so I'm gonna go to bed. Thank you all so much for joining me and helping me. I totally love this debugger, and now it's even better because you helped, Judge, so thank you so much. I don't know. I have no clue. I'm hoping that the debugger is going to be something that will answer the question, so we can see exactly where the variable changes. Maybe we can watch it on the left. So awesome. I will see you guys tomorrow. That's actually a good question. Tomorrow I have a meeting whenever I get home from work. And then, oh no, tomorrow I need to start working on my book. And I probably won't be coding at night. Oh, thank you, Schwa. That is incredible. I really appreciate the subscription. So that was a successful stream. I really, really appreciate that. Even though I didn't figure out the problem. Holy, oh, thank you, Eric. That is awesome. Really appreciate it, Organic IT. I love it. Yes, that's 2 subscriptions and 1 stream about debugging, where we were almost there. So close to figuring out the problem. So, all right, have a good night, everyone. And I'll see you, I don't know, sometime this week, and hopefully I'll get a PR for this soon. Night.